Hello everyone, welcome to our class this morning. Let's, as we usually do, start in a nice comfortable seated posture. You can cross your legs, you can sit up against a wall if you need extra support for your back, or even the edge of a sofa can be helpful. Also, you can sneak a little pillow underneath your hips if you need a little extra lift. So, really briefly, one indication that we need to lift the hips is if our knees are sort of flying up towards the ceiling, which, for many of our bodies, this is the reality. If you do experience that, just sit up a little bit higher on a firm cushion or a block if you have one in your house, and this makes it a lot easier for you to sit tall in your spine. For those with sore knees or tightness in your knees, you can always just have your legs sort of extended out in front of you in a comfortable way.
Or I put pillows like that.
All right, so let's go ahead and close down the eyes in our practice today. You can soften all the muscles throughout the entire body, and let's actually do this first with a tension through the body to help us. You can take a deep double inhalation through the nose and squeeze the muscles gradually until they vibrate with lots of energy, and then a double exhale from the mouth, releasing the tension. Couple more times, double inhale through the nose, gradually squeezing the muscles right into the point that they're vibrating with energy, then release through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release through the mouth. Feeling the body beginning to recalibrate. So I thought we'd start with a pranayama today, or an energy control practice in the body through Kapalabhati. So Kapalabhati is also known as the skull shining breath, and it's great for really clearing fog out of the brain, out of the mind. So if you ever wake up feeling a little foggy, or maybe even at the end of a day, if it was a long day, if you just need to clear out the region of the brain and think clearly on a matter, Kapalabhati is wonderful for providing that. So it's a very simple breath. It's a short, forced exhale through the nose, and the inhale is like a rebound. It just sort of pulls back into the body. So you focus on pushing on the exhalation. So I'll demonstrate. And there's also, as you exhale, you just pulse the navel in towards the spine very gently. So to put it all together, when you exhale forcefully through the nose, the navel pumps in, and then you just relax and inhale comes back into the nose. So we'll do it rather slow here. If you're used to practicing it faster, feel free, but in this version we'll do it nice and slow. You can listen for a few rounds and then join as you're ready. You may want tissues close by. Just let the practice go. Allow the breath to flow naturally. And shift all your energy and your awareness up to the point between the two eyebrows so that you can feel the effect of the practice. So again, to reiterate, we pump the navel in and do a forceful exhale out. The inhale is like a rebound. As you release the belly, it comes pulling back into the body. So just focus like you're pressing on the gas pedal, exhaling through the nose, and gently pulling the belly in. So let's do another round here, maybe about 12 or 15 repetitions. You can join when you're ready. Just relax the awareness back to the point between your two eyebrows. Breath is nice and slow and natural, breathing as you will. And this final round, you can go a little bit longer if you've practiced this pranayama before, if you'd like to practice maybe up to 30 rounds or so. So you just practice what you are prepared to do this morning. Even just a couple rounds is fine. So when you're ready, as slow as you'd like in the practice, don't feel rushed by our pace. So when you're ready, you can begin just with a gentle, almost a halfway inhalation, and then you can begin. At the end of the practice, the energy goes up to the point between the two eyebrows. And we'll just enjoy a couple of breaths, and for those of us new to the practice, let's use the hands to guide the breath. So when you inhale, you can draw the hands lifting up through the belly, and this is where your breath is beginning as you relax your belly outward. We'll take a deep diaphragmatic breath, breathing in, lifting the hands up into the ribs, up into your chest, and then right out of the top of the head, and you can release the hands out and around. And we're watching the hands as we breathe in, lifting breath with the hands lifting at the same time. And then very gently expanding the hands out and around. So take a few more at your own pace here. And ideally the hands are teaching you or representing where the breath is in the body. So follow along with the hands. If you have good awareness of the interior body, this is a great opportunity for you to close the eyes and to feel the anatomical response as the breath flows into the body, with the belly expanding, ribs expanding, chest opening wide. And you get into this little sweet spot where the breath becomes very effortless, and even the weight of our arms starts to become very light. If the energy or the breath feels like it's anchored down low in the spine, use your intention and feel that you're actively lifting that energy right up into the point between the two eyebrows, and then expanding your field of energy around you. Just a couple more rounds here. And then we can pause for a few moments in stillness and feel the breath and feel the body this morning. You may even do a little mental scan. And in this mental scan, let's start at the base of the spine. So where your two sits bones are anchored down into the ground. You can go ahead and find a natural inhalation rising through the legs, rising through hips and torso, up into the chest and the throat. Just a gentle scan of the body to the crown of the head. And then allow the breath to flow and move as it will in the practice, relaxing. We'll have a chant, and if you need to move your legs at all, feel free to open legs out a little bit wider. If you need to rest your hands behind you to keep your chest lifted, I understand that the seated posture can be a little challenging for some bodies. And we'll have a chant. It's called At Thy Feet. You might center your awareness in your heart for the beginning of the chant, and then feel that it's beginning to rise up to the point between the two eyebrows. This is a very devotional chant. Just take a few moments of silence to guide the energy back to the point between our two eyebrows. So as we begin our physical practice this morning, this state of being that we have cultivated thus far is sort of the ideal energy that we can practice in. So as you move through postures, as you repeat affirmations, let this inner sense of stillness and this outer sense of relaxation be the guiding light in your practice. You might notice in these moments that the breath is very sweet and light and unrestricted. And we'll bring this breath into our practices even as they may be challenging or demanding on our physical body. To the best of your personal capacity, keep your body in this beautiful, graceful state. So we'll flutter open the eyes whenever you're ready, and we're going to rise up to standing. So I thought I would sort of dramatically change things on everyone today, because we've been practicing many of these asanas, and I thought I would take us through the energization exercises. So if you know these practices, feel free to take them as you will. But for those of us who are new to the practices, this is a powerful series of movements in the body through dynamic tension and breathing that really brings us to the essence of our yoga practice, which is to energize the spine, to bring all of our attention back into the center of our body and to lift that up. And you'll find through this series that it's wonderfully efficient at doing so. And then we'll end our practice with some asanas. So first is to know how to tense the body properly. Again, if you know these practices, feel free to meditate as I introduce them. When you're tensing in this practice, it's not a tension where you all of a sudden turn on the light switch and there's all of the tension in the body, but it's a very gradual sort of warming up, so from a low to medium until the muscles are quite literally shaking with vibration, and then we go out the same way, so high to medium to low on the other side. And we use a specific breath throughout this practice, and then I'll cue when to do so. Many of us are familiar, it's the double breath. So we breathe in through the nose like this, and then a double exhale from the heart out of the mouth, relaxing the body. Good, so let's go ahead and begin. We're going to join the hands together. You take a slight bend in your knees, and we'll double inhale and tense the arms apart, and then relax forward. So a few rounds. I like to think like you're pulling a big rubber band between the arms right to that point and then releasing out. So maybe two more. And relaxing. Again. Good. And then just relax and feel. So you might center a hand on a wall here or a chair if you need to. We're going to start with calf recharging, and I'll mirror so that everyone can see how to do so. Hands on the hips is a great way here as well. We're going to start on the left side. Just go ahead and tense the calf on the right side. Release at the top, and then you tense down again, and then release at the bottom. So don't worry about being perfect in these practices. Tensing up, releasing, tensing down. Your awareness in the muscle is what's most important, feeling that it's being recharged. So tensing and then releasing down. And then holding the foot up, we'll just spiral in the ankle here. So rotating around in circles with a little bit of engagement, and then reverse the direction. Good, and we'll go right to the other side. So again, you're tensing up the calf muscle and then tensing down. So you tense up, release at the top, and tense down. And one more time, tensing up, relaxing at the top and then gradual tension down and releasing. You can lift the foot and then with a little tension in your ankle, just spiral the foot around. I like to curl my toes under and this makes sure that your ankle has a little energy. Do both directions. Good, and then we'll release down. You're going to step your left foot forward just a little bit here, slight bend in your knee. We're going to tense our forearm and our calf muscle. So you go ahead and you tense them together by making a tight little fist and then relaxing. We'll do it again, tensing, calf and forearm, and then relaxing. One more time, tensing. When you relax, feel the muscle group is recharging. It's being filled with energy. Let's go to our upper arm. So your hand stays sort of relaxed. And then we'll go to thigh on the same side here. So go ahead and squeeze the upper muscles and the thigh. And then release. And again when you're ready. And release. Intention is far more important than trying to do the practice perfect. Good, and we'll try the other side here. So start with your calf and forearm, elbows slightly bent, and hand into a fist. So squeeze the forearm and the calf, and then release. Squeezing, and you're watching the muscle groups, and then releasing. For anyone experienced, you can close the eyes and center the attention at the point between the two eyebrows. One more time here, squeezing forearm and calf, right to the point of vibrating, waking the body up, and then releasing. Hands stay soft in the second one. Do your upper arm and your thigh together. So squeezing, and then gradual release. I like to take an inhale as I squeeze, and a relaxing exhale feeling. And one more time, squeezing up and holding. And then relaxing and feeling the recharging. Good. Now we just step neutral here. We're going to do forearms and calves together. So on both sides, go ahead and squeeze forearms and calves. And then relax. We'll go to thighs and upper arms. So squeeze thighs and upper arms. And then relax. Calves and forearms. If it ever becomes overwhelming, just smile and know that your efforts are perfect. We'll do calves and forearms one more time. Thighs and upper arms. Better to be joyful than too serious in our practice. All right, good. We'll release that. You're going to do your glute muscle and your chest. So let's start on the left side. Go ahead and squeeze the chest and the glute. And then release and go right over the other side. Squeezing. You don't need your hands, by the way, just to demonstrate position. Good. So you're squeezing the muscles right until they're vibrating. Think of like the toothpaste tube. You're squeezing out the very last bit, and then you release, and it floods with fresh energy. One more each side. All right. So we're going to move into the back, and I'll just show you right on the low of your back here. So we'll go ahead and do our left side first, so you can squeeze into the left side of the low back. Don't worry about being perfect, and then try over into the right side. We'll just go side to side. Squeezing and releasing. Your intention is enough. Good. And then we're going to go to the mid-back. So right into the middle of the spine here. And you might think, I like to think that I'm sort of kind of squeezing behind. I use my arm a little bit just because that muscle group can be hard to find. And you're alternating left and right sides. You've got to center that focus right into the muscle group. Be present with your body. Good. And then we'll come into the upper back. And for this one, you're squeezing up and in, right on the top side of your back. So start with your left side, squeeze up and in, and then go over to the other side. Good. Good. If you don't feel like you're doing much, just smile, trust the process. We're going to take our hands up onto our shoulders. We're going to go ahead and circle not only the shoulders, but also the elbows. And keep a little bit of tension in the shoulders here. And then reverse the direction. Wonderful way to get blood flowing back into the shoulders. This is like the super warm-up for the body. It's as good as it gets. Good. And then you can release. We're going to do front side of the throat. So you just gather the muscles of the throat and squeeze in. Take a deep breath in. And then release. Again. So front and inside of the throat. Good. And then lean the head over towards your, over towards your right side. We'll stretch left side of the neck. So just a little stretch here. And then you can lean to the other side. Very subtle. Throat muscles are tiny, sensitive muscles. So you're squeezing, then relaxing and feeling. Good. Just a couple rounds each side. And then we're going to drop the chin and do a double inhale, and we'll tense the back of our neck. So we're focusing on back of the neck. And release. Squeeze the back of the neck. Good, and then release. This next one, we hold tension throughout the neck and pretend like you're drawing a circle with a pencil on the top of the ceiling here. And you just sort of circle the head with tension throughout the throat. Good, getting nice and tall, and then reverse just a few times in either direction. And then you release the tension and keep circling. Keep eyes open here for anybody that might be dizzy. And the head's not flopping, but it draws a little bit of a wider circle. And then we reverse. Good. All right, moving right along here. We're going to come down and hold our hands. I want you to pretend like you're holding a bar in your hands. It's very comical watching people try to practice this one. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to shift your hips over to the side, and you're going to move the shoulders to the side. You go side to side. So I like to think like you're holding the bar because your hands actually don't move in distance from each other. Shayla and I have long conversations about this one. All right, when you're ready. Yeah. So you can take your hands onto your hips here. We're going to take a slight bend in the knees, and you're going to arch your spine here. So get a little curve in your spine, and we'll start by circling. So your hips stay stationary, and just the upper body moves around in a circle. Think like you have big roots anchored to the ground. Great for awakening the low spine, and then reverse the direction as you're ready to. Keep the awareness centered down into the part of the body that feels activated by the practice. When you're ready to come to neutral, we stay in the same position, and we're just going to dip over to the left and then to the right. Think lengthen your spine rather than folding your body. This is very energizing on either side of your spine. Good, keep breathing here. All right, and we're going to do a spinal recharge. You take hands into soft fists right at the lowest part of your spine. You take a deep breath in. When you exhale, push up and in. Good, and then shift the hands a little notch up. Do it again, deep breath in. And then exhale and push up and in. We can all go up higher to varying degrees, so go up as high as you can. I like to come right up onto the tippy toes when I exhale and push up and in. So as high as you can go last round. On the exhale, push up and in. Beautiful job, everyone. So this next one, we're going to take our hands into fists, and you're going to tense back and then release forwards and then tense back to the other side. Option to do a double breath here. You notice the space behind your heart gets the love in this pose. Good, we end on the right side and then relax here. And we'll take hands in soft fists, and you're just going to drum on the top of the head. Take nice deep breaths. Stand tall into the drumming here. Make sure you get sides of the head. It's a loving drum. And then we transition into tips of the fingers. Think of like little kitty cat claws, and you're centering them in, and we start to shift the skin around. Shifting the skin, yes. And then you can even start to knead like a cat into the skin, sort of massaging, a little bit of scratching. Make sure you get into the base of the skull as well, sides, behind the ears, awakening all the brain cells into activity. All right, good. Our next practice, first 3 fingers. So tuck your pinkies with your thumbs. We're going to take our hands. I'll demonstrate on the base of the skull. And you're going to circle here with a little bit of pressure. And we'll take 3 times in each direction. And when you finish your little massage, take a gentle bow of the chin, and we're going to double inhale, and we're going to tense back into the fingers. So squish the fingers up into that little soft spot, your medulla. So let's do it together. Drop the chin, tense in, and then release, and then come back into circling again. So 3 times either direction, massaging. The yogis have taught us that this is the entrance point of energy in the body. Let's bow the chin, double inhale. So as we use our willpower, you can massage while I talk, to tense the muscles. When we relax and feel, this is the point where the energy refills the body. Let's bow the chin, tense up and in, and relax. Beautiful job. We'll take fists soft above the head. Hands are not clenching, and you're going to tense just the bicep muscle. So squeeze your bicep, and then relax, and then squeeze the other side, and relax. You're going from left to right, back to left. Hands remain soft. We're not white knuckling here. Just energy in the bicep. Good job. All right, awesome. You can release the hands down. So now to the fun part. We're going to take a double inhale. We're going to tense the entire body. From the feet to the ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, belly, chest, right up the arms, into the shoulders, into the neck, and double exhale from the heart. Good, and we're going to bounce right up the body, so stay with me here if you can. Go ahead and curl your left toes underneath, tensing, and then release. Do the same for the right side, curl the toes, and then relax and feel. And right over to the left calf, squeeze your left calf, and then relax. Right calf, and then relax. Your left thigh, so only the left thigh squeezing. And remember, it's a gentle release to relax and feel. Other side, right side. Good. We'll go to the glutes, so just squeezing left glute only. Hug it right into the body, and then relax. And we'll do right side. And then low belly. So right below the belt line, squeeze the low belly in till it vibrates, and then relax. Upper belly is right up here where the ribs start to separate and go down, right in the navel. So squeeze the abdominal wall, and then relax. So we're going to go into our left forearm. Take your hand in a little soft fist, squeeze the left forearm. Good. And then we'll do right side, squeeze right forearm. Okay, relaxed hand right into the upper arm. So squeeze your bicep and tricep muscles, and relax. We'll go right side. Squeezing and feeling. Good. And then left side of the chest. Squeezing into that muscle. And then right side. Great job, everybody. Remember, just smile. And then you're going to go ahead and let your head come over to the right. Do left side of the neck. Good. And then we'll go right side. Just relax. Front of the throat and inside gathering. Relax, and then back side of the neck. All your attention in the practice with joy, and then we'll release. All right, here's the fun one. We're going to go up the entire body and hold all of these tension points like a little pinball bouncing all the way up. So do it to the best of your capacity here. All right, so we'll squeeze left foot and hold, right foot and hold, left calf, right calf, left thigh, left glute, right glute, lower belly, upper belly, left forearm, left upper arm, right upper arm, left chest, right chest, left side of the neck, right side. Keep holding all these muscles, front of the throat, back of the neck. Take a nice deep breath in. Good, drop just the chin to relax. We're going to reverse here from We're going to go right breast to left to release. Right upper arm to left to release. Right forearm to left. We're going to go top of the abs, lower. Right glute, left. Right thigh, left. Right calf, left. Right foot, left. All the way back down. Take a nice double inhalation. Squeeze the whole body. Think upward rising. Look to the point between the two eyebrows. And release it all. Good. Just shift energy to the point between the two brows. Feel the body and awakened, enlivened by your practice. Beautiful. You can open the eyes if you close them. So we're going to lift weights here. So think like you're holding 2 heavy dumbbells and you're going to tense up as you inhale, relax at the top, and then tense down. So tense up and tense down. You can do the double inhalation. Relax at the top and then tense down. Let's do one more round. Inhaling to tense up. And then gradual release, gradual building of tension, and then release at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to keep with this weight lifting exercise. You're going to open up with tension. And then relax forward. Relax completely. So tense out. Relax completely. Again. And then relax. Let's do one more here. So tensing and opening the muscles. And then relax and feel. Your arms are going to go open wide. Careful of your neighbors here. If you have neighbors in your room, you're going to face your palms up here. We're going to tense in. Relax. Tense out. So use your willpower. Just trust that what you're doing is perfect for this practice today. Be sure to smile as there is joy in the recharging of the body. Tensing in, relaxing, tensing out, and relaxing. Palms are going to stay up, and we're going to do little circles, like you're jump roping.
Ow!
Jeez. Careful. Oh, gee. Bumping into our surroundings over here. All right, then we'll reverse direction. Keep the palms facing up. So you're energizing the heart. Nice deep breathing. All right. You can release that practice. We'll take backs of the palms to the forehead and your elbows are pointed towards the front of your mat. We're going to tense the forearms and press out and then release. And then tense in and then relax and tense out. So tense in, relax, tense out. One more time. Great job, everyone. All right, you can relax your hands. Actively open and close the hands. Lots of energy through the tips of your fingers. Open, close, open, close. Let's do it out nice and wide. Good, and then in front of you, opening and closing. All right, and then above the head is the final. Nice deep breath, recharging the hands. Maury, you know this one of your favorites. We're going to do it without the affirmation so we can do the breath, unless you want to do the affirmation inside. But you're going to inhale and tense out. Exhale and tense forward. Double inhale, tense up. Double exhale, relax completely. Okay, so let's do it again. Tense out with an in. Exhale, tense forward. Double inhale up. And then relax. You can go a little quicker if you're ready. And I'll do the affirmation. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. You could say this inside. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. One more time. This one's a great one. Energetic, enthusiastic. All right, good. Just take a moment to feel that sense of energy. Restore your attention to the point between the two eyebrows, especially if you practice frequently. Center here. All right, let's open the eyes back up, and we're going to do tensing up the left side, so like you're lifting a heavy weight up, and then just float the arm down. We'll do the other side. So tense up, and then relax. Good. Use the double inhale if you'd like. And then we're going to go over the side. So you're going to take we'll always start on the left side, and you're going to reach up and over with tension, and then release down. So more than folding, you want to reach up and then relax. Great for the belly muscles, side body. Okay, let's get one more here. Just evening out on both sides. Okay, good. And we're going to march in place. The knee that lifts is the hand that lifts. And you march in place. And we're going to say, I am awake and ready. 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 Knees high and feet high. I can see your little postage stamps over there. Bring those knees nice and high. Nice and high. So there's an option to jog here. If you don't want to jog in your own home, I understand. But we are frequently jogging over here. So just keep the knees high and the feet high. And you're breathing. Try to look at least to the horizon and maybe a little bit higher. And if you frequently practice these, there's this wonderful rush of energy that comes up the spine in this little jog. Just feel that you're lifting, lifting, lifting. Nice deep breath. Think how energized you'll be, how clear and focused, and then you can slow down when you're ready. So this is called fencing. You're going to step your left foot forward and take your right hand and tense and double exhale out. Okay, so you draw the hands to the heart, step the other side. Good. So opposite arm with opposite leg. You tense out as you double exhale, and then you release calmly back in. Try to keep your back heel on the ground. Good. Anybody can practice these. Wonderful for the body. Let's end over on our right side, and then just relax down. We're going to go ahead and tense the arms back and around and up above, and then relax forwards. So build the tension. Do whatever your body can do today. If we need to modify, no worries. We'll go reverse the other way. So lift up in front and then spread out nice and wide and relax. One more time. Remember that all-important step to relax and feel. You can feel the energy pouring into the body. We're going to step feet nice and wide here, and you're going to take knees bent. So I'll show you from the side angle. We're going to take a deep breath through the nose. Exhale all the breath out of the mouth. Hold the breath out and pull in the belly and release. Pull in the belly and release. Keep the breath held out. Pull and release. As soon as you need to inhale, feel free. Inhale, come back up. Exhale for another round. Never hold to the point where you're gasping. Hold the breath out and pump the navel. In, relax out. In and relax out. In, relax out. If anyone practices Nali, you can come up to another round here as you're ready. You're most welcome to practice Nali here and roll the belly side to side. I find this practice really draws the energy out of the low of the spine and back into the higher centers in a really powerful, visceral way. Now when you're ready to rise, you come back to standing, just take a moment to calm the breath. Energy right to the point between the two eyebrows. And then you can flutter the eyes back open. So just a couple away from finished here. We're going to join our hands together, slight bending in the knees, just like in the beginning. Tense out with double inhale. And relax forward. So use the tension to flush out any disharmonious energy, to balance the flow. And one more. This is a wonderful one to practice. And then you relax, hands coming down into the... So we're going to come into calf for charging again. You start on your left foot. Or your left foot is rising. You're balancing on right foot. Just tense in and lift up. Relax, tense down, and then relax at the bottom. So you squeeze right into the middle, relax at the top. Start to squeeze right into the middle, relax at the bottom. finish your next round, just go ahead and hover the foot. And again, you can curl the toes under and circle the ankle. It ensures your ankle has a little bit of tension in it. And then we'll do the other side. So you tense up, relax, tense down, relax. Forget about the perfection. Smile and enjoy this feeling of liberation of energy within. All right, the last round comes with circling the ankle. Little circling here, test your balance. You might find that you have better balance after the energization practices. We'll take hands onto the hips, or actually I kind of like to float my hands around for balance here, but you're going to circle your foot nice and low, starting on the left side, whatever works better for you. Keep it low, and your leg is like an empty coat sleeve. And you'll find all the energy in the hips starting to circulate well here. Good. And then let's do the other side. So a little circle here. Now sometimes the tendency is to look down. If you can, look to the wall at least, even a little bit higher. It might be more challenging to balance, but it keeps the energy flowing up. Good. And we come back to neutral. And last practice, you can watch at first, but then I encourage you to close your eyes. Soft hands into the heart. We take a double exhale and just relax the arms straight forward and out. Retain the breath out for as long as comfortable, and then you take your double inhale and come back in. And exhale and relax out. So stay at the bottom of the breath for as long as is comfortable. And if you have the awareness to do so at this time, if the mechanics aren't too overwhelming, center the awareness at the point between your two eyebrows. Just feeling the whole body recharged by your practice. Enjoy a couple more rounds here, maybe spending more time at the bottom of the exhalation, just relaxing, empty. It's in this emptiness that we begin to be filled with that energy, cosmic current. And when you're done with your practice, you can either hold the hands in prayer and stay here, or you can relax them down by the hips. And really important at the end is to bring the energy to the point between your two eyebrows and just relax here with lots of energy. Can you feel your spine? Does the body feel a little more integrated? Do you feel clearer, more grounded? All right, when you're ready, you can flutter the eyes open. So thank you all so much for joining in that first part of our practice. It's like the super warm up for yoga asana. All right, when you're ready, you can inhale and send your arms up, and we'll come right into half moon pose to start. Since we're still in standing, go ahead and rise over to one side, taking nice deep breath in through the nose. And notice if you don't have more awareness of your spine in each of these postures now that it's been cleansed and the energy is flowing upward again. You want to keep reaching up, and we'll repeat the affirmation from the spiritual eye. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Also, if you have sensitive shoulders, you can always just have the hands at the heart. Don't feel that you need to force yourself into the pose. Strength and courage fill my body cells. One more time, actively reaching, standing tall in your spine. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Very gently, you can come through neutral. You might take an inhale and reach the palms, free the hands, and then just exhale and bathe the space around you. Let's close the eyes, center at the point between the two eyebrows. Just for a moment here, aligning back, up high. Good. And then you can flutter your eyes open. Let's do the same thing, other side. Inhaling, reaching up and over. Some people like to do this in prayer pose. Also, I know if you could take your bottom hand, you might like to press the top hand up and out. Nice deep breathing. If you notice that your heart's kind of folding down towards the ground, you might bend the elbows a little bit more and stand a bit straighter and look over towards your side here. So for us, it would be the left side looking over. Nice deep breathing. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Can you feel that strength around your spine and the muscles? And even deeper than the muscles, the energy that supplies them. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Breathing and relaxing. When you're ready to come down through neutral, you just align the spine. I like to inhale and press the palms up to the sky, and then exhale and spread that energy out nice and wide. You can rest the hands down by the hips. Take a moment here and rock yourself right onto the ball of the foot and stand in readiness. Strength and courage fill my body cells, all the energy to the spiritual eye. Beautiful job, everyone. You can slowly open the eyes. We're going to step into our warrior pose here. So we'll do warrior one to start. You can start with your right foot going back. You might take one step or two steps, slight bend, actually a strong bend in your front leg in this posture. Knee right over the ankle. Before we rise, before we even turn the hips, just go ahead and gather energy up through the inner thigh and lift through the pelvic floor. We talked in a previous class about Mula Bandh, or the root lock. It's right in the pelvic floor, and it's a feeling of upward rising and gathering energy. Now you can take your back hand, your right hand, and sweep it around, and just go ahead and center your hips facing the direction of your front leg, and then you can reach your arms up to the sky. Let the arms plug down into the shoulders and feel that sense of inner gathering in between the thighs and the hips and the pelvic floor as your energy supply reaching to the sky. The affirmation, I attune my will to the source of all power. I attune my will to the source of all power. Once you use your will to get into the pose, relax with that energetic quality of embodiment, awareness from the feet all the way up through the legs, the torso, the crown of the head, and tips of the fingers. I attune my will to the source of all power. Nice and stable here, long deep breath. Since the body's warm, let's hold the postures a little bit longer. I attune my will to the source of all power. What does that consciousness feel like inside of you? When you're ready to come out of the pose, hands slowly descend down into the heart. You can hold onto the hips if you need to. You might take one step or several all the way back to the front of your mat. And then if you like to sweep the arms around just to fill fresh breath into the body, and then center hands down to the heart and leave them there or relax them by the hips. Just close our eyes for a moment here, center all the attention back to Agya Chakra, the spiritual eye. looking slightly upward and outward. Relax the body. So that we're not so much doing in our practice, but we're receiving and we're attuning. When you're ready, you can slowly open the eyes. We're up at the front of our mat. Go ahead and take your left foot and step back now, as many steps as you need. Some of us like a short gait, and that's completely fine. If you're working on challenging the physical body, widen the gait and slide down into your practice. So first things first, pushing down through soles of the feet, then draw through the inner thighs. Draw the left hand down and around, and then all the way up with both arms. You might bring a little bit of awareness to the back left leg, and the knee is really drawing up into the thigh, and the thigh is lifting up into the hips to support you. And even though we're aspiring upward in this pose, let the arms slide into the shoulders and reach energetically rather than sending the arms closer towards the ears. Reach energetically. I attune my will to the source of all power. Again, if your shoulders are sensitive, you can always have your hands in prayer. What's happening in the spine as you practice this pose? I notice especially in the solar plexus that there's an internal fire that starts to build in this pose. And this is the center of will in the body. I attune my will to the source of all power. Single point of focus. Relaxing into the breath. If you need to leave the pose, you can begin to exit now. You may take another breath or two. Exiting the pose, we slide the hands down into the heart, maybe to the hips if you need to. And then you just take a little hop, maybe 1 or 2 or even 3 if needed. When you come back to center, there's always the option to align the spine by reaching arms up, filling body with fresh breath, and then descending down and relaxing hands. Take a moment here just to lift the inner gaze. I tune my will to the source of all power. The power that creates the cosmos, planets and stars. Feel that power flowing through you, strengthening your will. We'll slowly open the eyes. We'll have one more willful pose and then make our way down to the grounds. We're going to come into our chair pose. So first, reach the arms up into the sky. Nice deep breath. And we'll lower on the exhale. So bend the knees. And in this version, try to keep your hips underneath your shoulders. So you're bending the knees. Some of us like to roll up onto the ball of the foot and lift the heel. This puts considerable more attention into the knees, so just be mindful. Some of us may only go just an inch, and that's perfect. Breathe there. We'll repeat the affirmation, my body is no burden. I am light as air. My body is no burden. I am light as air. Try to keep your attention focused in the heart center, ruled by the element of air. My body is no burden. I am light as air. Anybody that would like to go even further, feel free to descend down as far as you'd like. You find the place that creates activation, but that doesn't steal you away into sensation completely. My body is no burden. I am light as air. My body is no burden. I am light as air. Whenever you need to rise, feel free. We're going to come for one more round. So when you inhale, lengthen through legs, reach to the sky. If you need to rest in standing, feel free. Otherwise, we'll exhale, we'll descend back in. Try to keep your hips under your shoulders. Some of us will roll under the ball of the foot and lift the heel. Some of us can come all the way down, and that's wonderful. If you'd like to come all the way down and rest down here at the bottom, you're most welcome to. My body is no burden. I am light as air. If you're in the bottom position, try not to fall asleep on the legs here. It's good to actually hover just an inch above, and you'll really feel the activation. My body is no burden. I am light as air. My body is no burden. I am light as air. Use the inhalation to rise out of the pose, whatever you've chosen, with calm energy. And then you can exhale and spread the arms nice and wide. And we'll close the eyes. This posture creates wonderful awakening in the spine. So lift your attention. Relax and feel the body. My body is no burden. I am light as air. And what a joy it is. My body is no burden. I am light as air. Before we descend, just gently opening eyes, we'll inhale and sweep the arms up. And let's take a momentary forward fold. Just releasing the head. Wow, for the first time in our practice, head releasing down. You can bend the knees and push off of the upper thighs to lengthen. And then exhale to fold forwards. Take a few rounds here, inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold forwards. Inhaling to lengthen. Just a few more rounds here, sort of sending lots of energy back to the brain. Good. Just take a moment of rest in our forward folds. And you might visit the affirmation, nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. This simple affirmation has such a profound spiritual implication for all of us. Nothing on earth can hold me. It implies that our essence is spirit. Nothing on earth can hold me. Shifting weight onto the ball of the foot, just enjoy this wonderful flow of energy back to the brain. Nothing on earth can hold me. I know some yogis could just hang out here for several minutes, but others of us maybe are challenged by the pose. When you're ready to, we're just going to crawl our way down onto hands and knees. Some of us pass through downward facing dog, and we press our hips up to the sky. And we continue this energy. If you need to rest, you come right down onto hands and knees, and then rest into child's pose. Now, if you have trouble with your knees in particular while you're in child's pose, try taking a little blanket or a pillow and wedging it close to your knees, and then sitting over that. That extra space will open up the knees a little bit. And all paths lead to child's pose, to rest. Remember, this is your practice, so let your intuition guide you wherever your body wants to be. Nice deep breathing. When you do reach down into your version of a neutral asana or resting pose, allow Allow enough time for the body to recalibrate. And enjoy the feeling of your awareness expanding. Right? Our bodies are filled with energy right now from the practice. And we want to give that a direction to flow, always up the spine, back to the brain. Nice deep breathing. The affirmation for child's pose, maybe taking a couple of breaths with the affirmation before we rise. Nothing. Oh. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. So we're going to rise on the hands and knees just for a moment here. You may take a cat and cow expression if you'd like, just to feel that wonderful lifting of energy through the spine. Good. And then when you're ready, you can sweep the feet out of the way. We're going to sort of pass right through our kneeling postures today, since we've covered quite a bit, and we're going to lie down onto our backs. So any which way that you like to come down onto the ground. We're going to practice a fish pose to begin. So if you'd like, you can watch me before you come into your own version, since we'll have weight on our head, and that means we are not going to be able to look in any direction. So you just place your hands face down onto the ground, slight bend of the elbows. Some of us might even sit on our hands a little bit. And you're just gently, without lifting the head, going to slide it along the ground and lift your chest. And you hold your weight into your elbows. There's nominal weight on the head. And you're actively lifting the heart. If you have challenges with your neck, you might want to come down now and just rest. Remember though, in this pose, there's not that much weight on your head. It should be mostly in your elbows. Good. Long, deep breath in the pose for a few more moments here if you can hold. Anybody that can hold for another minute or so. This is a powerful pose. The affirmation, my soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. My soul floats on waves of cosmic light. And if you can, before you lower down, bring all the awareness to the point between the two eyebrows. And say the affirmation one more time as a living consciousness. My soul floats on waves of light. When you're ready to lower down, you slide the head out of the way. Leave it connected and slowly lower down. You might take a moment in Shavasana here just to rest and flip the palms up. Bring all the attention back to the point between the two eyebrows. And then, gentle as you are, we'll take maybe one more exploration here before Shavasana. So a nice counter pose to fish pose is your child's pose on your back. Now, for many of us, this is a perfect place to be, and we'll rest here and breathe. If you can come into plow pose, it's Another opportunity for you to explore the body. To get into your plow pose, you start with elbows plugged into the ground, and with a little downward pressure, you should be able to send your feet towards your head. Now, if you need to hold onto your hips, just don't look at the screen or look side to side here, only looking up towards your knees and your lap. If anyone can roll further backwards, feel free. And for any practitioners that your feet touch the ground, try releasing your arms overhead towards your feet. So again, you can always be resting in your child's pose on your back, a little rolling side to side. Nice deep, deep breathing. Feeling the wonderful awakening of energy in your body. The affirmation for plow pose, and even if you're in child's pose, repeat with us. New life, new consciousness now flood my brain. New life, new consciousness now flood my brain. Now, even in plow pose, you should be able to lift your nose a little bit up and a little bit down. If the back of your neck feels particularly taxed, then I'd ask that you come down out of the pose. And you could take any final posture that you'd like. Some of us like to lift out of plow into a supported shoulder stand or even a full shoulder stand. If you're still on your back with your knees in towards your chest, you might experiment with lifting your legs up towards the sky a little higher. If you sit on the edge of your hands in soft little fists, it should help you to extend your legs a little bit higher. All of the energy centered at the point between your two eyebrows in whatever posture you're resting. And if you can, just let go of any physical preoccupation. Find yourself as pure spirit. And all paths calmly lead back down to the floor. Let it be gradual. Remember, you're awakening subtle currents of energy in your body. So move very gently so as not to disturb these currents. A blanket over the body is a wonderful practice in Shavasana. You extend your legs nice and long. Palms will face up by the sides. Long, deep breath. this perfect stillness, let's rouse the consciousness to come back to the point between the two eyebrows. And to feel the energy and the vitality that is circulating through the physical body. To feel the peace and the calm abiding in the mind. And to feel the soul filled with a vibrant light. Feel the spine recharge and all the awareness that has been reclaimed and gentle as you are, let the breath be the first inquiry, the first conscious activity to return. As you draw inhalation through the nose, feeling energy distributing back into the limbs. And then gradually, with that supply of boundless energy in your body, start to invite awakenings of the fingers, of the hands and the feet. Drawing deeper breath yet and extending arms overhead, reaching through tips of the toes and tops of your fingers. Very gentle, you can draw knees in towards the chest and we'll roll off to the side. And let's take our transition today in our seated posture. So we'll come right out of our lying down position with eyes remaining closed if possible. And you rise right to your seated posture, whatever that might look like. Keep the eyes closed and bring all the attention right up to the spiritual eye for one last centering practice. Palms facing up on the lap. If you have a lot of trouble sitting down, seated, you can set the hands behind the body or rest up against a wall or sofa. If you can turn palms facing up on the lap, you might start by the knees, but gradually draw them to the top of the thigh so that your solar plexus can open and your heart can expand. Notice how your consciousness has been transformed through your practice. And let's just take a moment to rejoice, to give thanks, to give gratitude for the guiding forces in our practice, the grace that pours into us, the teachers, you can join your hands into prayer in front of the heart center, and we'll just send out a few healing prayers today together as a group. So if there's anybody in particular that could use healing prayers, just bring them into a field of light, and feel them bathing in that field. And knowing that that light is intelligent, far more conscious than even we are in this moment. And see it guiding them, restoring whatever aspects of yourself need it most in this moment. And we'll lovingly let it be, rubbing the palms together. Feel that your body is a channel for energy to flow through, but not the source. When you extend your palms out, we'll finish with 3 rounds of Om, vibrating through the body. Deep breath in. Feel energy coming from the palms. Leave the arms outward extended for a few more moments. When you're ready, you can join hands together in prayer. With a gentle bow of our head, we bow to the divine within each one of us that is eternally loving, kind, wise. We bow to that divine nature and say Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you all very much for sharing this time with us. I hope you feel enlivened by the practices. Take care.